Welcome back, everybody. My name is Tim. This is another Real Ideal Gear Review. And today is the day where I think I'm going to have to admit something, and that is I think the Huntsman has met its demise. I've heard this over and over again. Hey, Tim, check out the Ranger. You're going to like the Ranger better. You're an outdoor guy. You also have a lawn business. You're going to like the tool set better on the Ranger than you will like the Huntsman. Like, oh, man, I love the Huntsman. I've had it for almost a year, actually more than a year. And, well, I bought the Ranger, and sure enough, I think the Huntsman is going to be shelved. This is a great knife. Now, I haven't carried this one very much. I've carried it a few times, so the scratches on here. I was trying to preserve this for the review and have everything just nice and pristine on here. But, you know, this is the Real Ideal Gear Review, so we do things realistically here. So I've got scratches on here. I've carried it a few times now, and I love it. It's a little bit thicker than the Huntsman. Let me pull out the Huntsman here. This is my legendary Huntsman. I love the Huntsman. It's great. This one is just a little bit wider than the Huntsman. Now, what you gain as a result of this is far superior to the Huntsman. I just have to say that. I think the Huntsman is a great all-around knife. And if you don't want the extra width, the Huntsman is still the way to go. And maybe the tools that we're talking about here on this Ranger is not what you're looking for in a tool set either. So a lot of this has to do with the tool set that you're looking for. So one of the things I've always complained about is this piece right here, and that is the parcel hook. If they took the parcel hook off the compact and they put it onto all of the parcel hook knives, you would have a nail file. Pull these up here so you can see this. You would have a nail file that you could, you know, if you had a rough nail or whatever, you could file it down. You can't do that. I think it's only the compact that has that nail file on the back side of the parcel hook. So the parcel hook to me is really it's a good tool. I've used it. I've used it for pulling on tent lines to taut the tent line to get it nice and taut, and you know, other things too that are just minor. But I've used this one far more than I use the awl. I've never used the awl. Okay, and maybe I will. Maybe I'll eat my words like I'm eating my words on the Huntsman. But the tool set on this one, I actually really like this one. Now, this does not have the plus scales, so I'm going to get, wait a minute, let's see here, make sure it does not have the plus scales. It does have the pinhole though. I put the pin in there, and I've added the fire starter kit. I've also added some tinder in this, so over time that's going to get kind of fuzzy, just like the other one does on the Huntsman. You can see what happens. That's lets you know that that's the fire starter tinder, okay? So I've got that all set up there. I'm going to put plus scales on here. Right now you have just basically the toothpick and you have the tweezer, okay, which is totally fine. I prefer to have the plus scales because I want to have the pen, and I also want to have, I'm going to modify that as well. Got some grit in there. See if I can't pull some of that out. But I'm going to modify the plus scales just like I've modified the Huntsman to include the toothpick, and then I'll put a fire starter kit up here, and then I'll probably put an eyeglass holder or eyeglass screwdriver up here and maintain this. So those are some modifications coming. I don't know if I'm going to do a second pin on here or not. I'll probably do that, but I'm going to try to make sure that I don't do it so that the pin just falls out, which is what happens with the Huntsman. Okay, so those are some modifications. Add a pinhole here. Add a second with the plus scales. I'm going to have 4 scale tools on here, not just the 3 that come with the plus scales. And love that. Okay, so that's the back side. That's the scales. What about the front side? Front side or top side, the more commonly used side. You have the openers in here. I'm going to add a small magnet. Get that up there. So I'm going to add a small magnet. It'll go right in here. It'll fit right inside that notch. So I'll have that as well. And you'll notice too that when you have the magnet in there, that the can opener sits open, or sorry, the bottle opener sits up just a little bit higher than usual. And you can see the magnet is right down inside here. Okay, there it is right there. All right. Not a big deal. I can fish that out with one of the other tools if I need to. So that's something I'm going to add to this. It's not a modification. It's just an add-on. Now, what else do you have? You have the 2 knives. You have the small knife. You have the large knife. You have the scissors. Okay, full-size scissors right here. Perfect. And then you have the 2 tools that I'm looking for. And this is what everybody was telling me. Yeah, Tim, it's got the knife and it has your file. I was like, oh man, that is such a nice tool. So if you're looking for something that has this large file on here and the saw, then the Huntsman probably is not the tool set for you. The Ranger is probably the tool set for you. Otherwise, the rest of this is pretty much the same. You've got, oh, I didn't mention this. You've got a small screwdriver here, which is really helpful. And then you've got an even smaller screwdriver, which is also very helpful. So you add those two tools on the back side as well. So to me, you've got a couple more screwdrivers. You've got the file. You've got the saw. There's more things that I can fix and do with this particular setup without getting into the Swiss Champ, which I love the Swiss Champ. I just picked one up not that long ago, and I love it. I'm actually pocket carrying the Swiss Champ. But this tool set, to me, really kind of puts the Huntsman on the shelf as far as what I'm looking for, because if I'm out and about and I'm doing things, I want to be able to do maybe some minor modifications if I need to. And as a benefit, you heard me talk about this, there's no nail file on the back of the parcel hook. Well, you got this massive file right here for your nails. It's overkill for sure, but you know how many times I've used this to kind of file down something that's kind of gotten rough? I mean, it's just perfect. So you have a smooth side right here, which is perfect for resting it against your skin. And then, of course, you just use the nail file or the file to do whatever filing you need to do there, a little manicure work. So to me, there's a little bit of hygiene in this one. You've got the toothpick, you've got the tweezer, you've got the pen when I put the plus scales in. This is going to be a great setup. So the Ranger, absolutely love it. Fantastic setup. Yeah. I think that is the one. If you have any outdoor experiences or you like to be outdoors, I think the Ranger is probably the most compact version of things that you need in an outdoor type Swiss Army knife. Now you can go to the Explorer, and that's got a few other things in there as well. I like the Explorer, but I just think it's a little bit unnecessary with certain things. Like the magnifying lens, I'm not a huge fan of the magnifying lens on the Explorer, but anyway, I took the split ring off here and I put it on something else. I think I put it on a small flashlight. But there is a split ring that comes on here. Highly recommend it. I highly recommend putting the pocket dangle thing in here. I'll probably swap this out over here because I don't think I'm going to use the Huntsman anymore. I'm going to be carrying the Ranger. So I'll probably swap this over, but this is really a good deal because this keeps the knife vertical in your pocket so it doesn't gather up at the bottom with everything else like car keys, AirPods, all that kind of stuff. So hang it up on the side of your pocket, and you can also put, a pocket knife next to it because this is going to hang down a little bit further away from it. So just a great setup. I love the Ranger. I want to hear what your comments are on the Ranger. Do you use it because of the work that you do? Do you like the outdoors? And so therefore you like the tool set that's a little bit more outdoorsy. Maybe you could do some modifications with some things on the fly. What it doesn't have that the Deluxe Tinker has is the full-size Phillips screwdriver, that's a bummer. And if I was going to modify something on here, this might be the one that I modify. Take out the awl on here and potentially put in a, if you can, a bit driver. I'm just thinking out loud right here. Maybe put a bit driver in here and reorganize this a little bit, or maybe take out, oh man, the bit driver I think would be a great modification to this. Ooh. Anyway, the Ranger, put your comments down below. Modifications that you consider, because I'm going to be doing some modifications to this one. I really like the setup. Check out my webpage, realidealgear.com. I've got some reviewed gear on there that I just can't hang on to. Things are getting too cluttered around the house, and so I put those on there for a very good price. Check it out, realidealgear.com. Thank you for watching. My name is Tim. It's been another Real Ideal Gear review. We'll catch you guys next time.